I welcome to SBR Sports Picks. He's Mike Brenner. I'm Peter Loshak. We are the Odds Couple. This is the Odds Couple College Basketball Show for Thursday, January 12th. 50 games on the slate tonight, and thankfully we're going to be joined by Jeff from BMOCwins.com to get his take on this because he researched, I had time to crunch some of these games, some of these numbers, but he has time to crunch a lot more, the time and the will to crunch a lot more than I do in the middle of the week like this. Jeff from BMOCwins.com, 50 games on a Thursday card. How many of these do you actually look into somewhat in depth?
Probably like half.
Right.
Probably 30 or so.
Right. All right. So let's see what we can.
Let's throw the record
let's
up,
throw
too.
the record up. We're chugging along. We're chugging along. I had an 0-5 day. I was way off on the totals, although there were other totals that came to light to me later. It's just my
to fruition.
My best picks are always, about an hour before tip-off.
That's what that Twitter's for, baby.
Yeah, I know. But I do my best when we shoot these shows. So let's get into it. I guess the first thing that jumps out at me, I'm sure you guys both have opinions on this, and we talked about this in the morning show a little bit, is Arizona State at Arizona, obviously an in-state rivalry. And Arizona, they have some great talent in their starting rotation, but they're not very deep. No. And Arizona State, a very flawed team, but they're not super terrible. And they're getting, in a rivalry game like this, actually gotten bet up a little bit. It's up to 16.5 in some places. Is Arizona State plus 16? It's got to be a good bet, right? Let's go. Let's start with the big man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it should be, Peter. I mean, there's a lot of points. You got to figure Hurley will have them ready to compete here. I mean, 16.5. Arizona State can score and everything. I'm concerned with them defensively. Arizona can go on those runs at home where it just seems like they're never going to stop scoring. I'm skeptical, but it does seem like a whole hell of a lot of points in an in-state rivalry matchup.
I'm wondering if there's an injury we don't know about or not, because again, in-state rivalry, and Bobby Hurley, he's just not going to let any team lay down. That's a lot of points, guys.
All right, now
go ahead.
There's no injuries, by the way, Mike. I don't. Again, I think it's just really on. The markets aren't too high on Arizona State, but
God, Arizona just doesn't really blow people out that bad. I mean, I don't know. It comes in spurts, but
this should be like a 10 to 12 point win, something like that. But
all right, now there's another game I want to bring up. Let's just bring this one up. It's another head scratcher. The reason I'm bringing it up is because the last two very clear head scratchers that I had, it turned out I was totally right. There was clear value, and that was Penn State a while ago against Michigan, and then yesterday Illinois as a 3-point home dog to
rainy night in Georgia.
Yes, it's Georgia Tech against Clemson, and the weird thing is that it's gotten actually bet up. Like the Bet Online books have now at 10. Big man, can you shed some light on this? Georgia Tech getting 9.5 or 10 at home against Clemson. Is that a little bit much?
Peter, I don't know that Georgia Tech's very good.
I know, but
I know they beat North Carolina. I think that was just one of those games at home where they really couldn't miss. Listen, on the road, though, Clemson I like. I'm not as inclined to bet them on the road. Little John Coliseum, when they're rocking, it's great. But on the road, I don't know if they're the same team. This is another interesting game. Both teams play pretty good defense, particularly Georgia Tech. Yeah, I would look to grab the points here probably. You might be holding your nose, and this could be an 8 or 9 point game. But the way Georgia Tech plays defense, they're 8-3 at home. I see where you're going here.
Yeah. All right. Now let's move to Mike Brenner. I know there's a game that he hinted at that he's liking, and I'll tell you, Mike Brenner, I'm not so sure about this one. We got St. Mary's at Portland. St. Mary's, of course, it does have a big game coming up against Gonzaga, and Portland is, obviously, let's say 2.5 notches below St. Mary's, whatever they are, but they're at home getting 13.5, and it's a road game for St. Mary's. They've got, Gonzaga up next. I don't know. I'm thinking Portland's the side here. What do you think?
I think they're just going to go out there and try to bury this team and just show what they have. I don't think they're going to take the pedal off the metal, Pistol Pete, and I feel real good about it. Yes, I do. And I'm telling you, I just think St. Mary's knows they're at that spot where they have got to just show that they're dominant when they need to be, whether it's against a Portland or if they're getting ready for Gonzaga or whoever it is. So I want the best shop line on the first half and the full game, baby.
The first half and the full
game. Damn right.
All
I'm not coming out there half-stepping.
Let's see. Okay, well, so you don't even want to listen to what Big Man has to say.
I'll break it down with him.
Before you give your picks. Before you give your picks.
Well, I want to hear what he's got to say because I can always pull off if I need to.
Okay, we'll take the. You
know what? Let's just go to Big Man since you're kind of.
What do you think? I'm thinking Portland's aside.
Yeah, listen, I'm never one to bet against St. Mary's. It's just not something I like to do on a regular basis. But yeah, I think the full game might be a good play on Portland. But first half, I think St. Mary's will have them. They'll be pretty focused. They're hard to bet against. Portland's not very good.
Right.
They can't really shoot. Mike, if I were you, I would maybe look full game. But I feel like St. Mary's will kind of be drawn in at least for the first half.
All right, so what do you want here, Mike?
I'm going first half in the full game. I am not yet because I got a feeling they're just going to say, hey, we need to keep this momentum going. They don't want to take it off. I'm telling you, I love this play.
All right, 7.5 and 13.5. You know what I will do? Let's make it a head-to-head. I'll take
Here we go, head-to-head.
Just on the first half. I'm sorry, just on the full game, plus 13.5.
God, I love it.
Minus 106. So we'll actually be able to, for the full game.
Because now I know what you drink. It's Red Bull and vodka.
DSI actually has a 13 still, so we'll give you a St. Mary's minus 13, minus 110.
I
We'll give you that one.
the extra
All right, now let's go to Jeff from BMOCwins.com. I'm sure there's something that's jumped out at you that you're kind of liking a lot that you're willing to share with us. What do you like, Jeff?
Yeah, I got a couple here, guys. I'll kind of go through them quickly here. First one, I'm going to lay the points with Cincinnati here at home.
Oh, really? Okay.
Against SMU. I'm not sure really why you'd be that interested in backing SMU in this spot. Cincinnati's covered 5 of 6 against the Mustangs. You look at their home statistics here, guys. Cincinnati, 89 points a game, giving up 62. Listen, SMU's a clear fade for me on the road. They're great at home, but on the road shooting just 42%. I also look at their 10 straight wins. If you could find me a quality win on that schedule, I'd like to hear it. I think Cincinnati's the best team in the Atlantic, the AAC conference. They have some guys this year that can really score the ball, which is something they've lacked. Usually they're a great defensive team, but this year they're getting scoring as well. They've covered 4 in a row against SMU. SMU's a good team at home, but on the road, I'm not interested at all. I think Cincinnati gets the job done here. Similar, not score-wise, maybe what West Virginia did, but I think it's a similar spot here. I'm going to lay the points.
All right, so it's 6 or 5.5. Split lines. We'll give them 5.5.
And if I'm correct, Cincinnati's ranked now in the top 25,
correct?
Sure. And they've had those times before where they did not show up after getting ranked. I think this team does show up at home. I like the breakdown, and 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 5 times they've covered against the spread against that team. So one thing Big Man said, that is a different team on the road than they are at home. I'm talking about SMU.
Okay, what else do you like, Big Man?
Kind of a obscure one, Peter, out in the West Coast. I'm going to grab the points with Northern Colorado, guys, against Montana. You guys, look at this game. I don't feel like Montana should be laying 10 points to anyone. This Northern Colorado team, look, are they very good? Not really. But they're off of a bad season with a new coach. They're actually believing a little bit. They're third in the conference. They have a great scorer in Jordan Davis. And I just think this is too many points. I think they can hang around here, make it competitive. You look at Montana's schedule, they don't really blow a lot of teams out. I think an up-and-coming team here in Northern Colorado, I'll hold my nose to take the points here. I think 10's too many.
All right, it is 10. Let's see. What else do you have, Big
Man? Small school, large
Yeah.
profit. I love it.
I'm going to go with another small school and a large profit. I hate to do it, but I'm going to fade Joe Gavazzi here and go with Charleston against James Madison. I hate to do it, but another team that I just don't really understand why this line's so low. I'm not buying into James Madison's 4 out of 5. Take a look at who they've beaten. I mean, really. Eastern Mennonite, where the hell is that?
Yeah, I tried to get tickets for that game, but they were sold out.
I couldn't get them either. Charleston's won 10 of 11. 6 have come by double digits. They are a disastrous team trying to play defense or offense on. They are so good on the defensive end. They really just bring it year after year on the defensive end. And listen, James Madison's failed to cover an 8 of 11 as an underdog this year. And to add the insult to injury, Charleston's 6-1 ATS on the road. The Road Warriors, they go in and humble James Madison here. James Madison's not ready to compete at this level. I'll lay the small number here.
All right. Well, it's 4 market wide, but the Greek still has 3.5. So we'll credit you for the purpose of this video with a minus 3.5. Those are 3 solid picks there. Cincinnati, Northern Colorado, and Charleston. Anything else, Jeff, from BMOCwins.com before we move on to Mike Brenner's picks?
No, I mean, I definitely love to hear what Mike's looking at. But, yeah, I'll stick with those 3. Maybe I'll even add one, Mike, if you bring something.
Okay.
Good.
Mike Brenner, with you so far, we've got St. Mary's first half and full game. What else would you like to add?
I'm feeling good about it. I have one I feel really good about, like I did South Carolina last night. And I really think Notre Dame, I have no idea why they are getting points. I think they're going to go in there and take care of business at Miami. All right, you got 2 seniors and 3 juniors on that starting 5. They're starting to really get some cohesiveness. They know each other's places in that rotation. And Mike Bray, man, I just have a hard time fading that guy. Miami's a good team. Larinaga, great coach. All right, but their talent, right now, they're just too inconsistent, and they make a lot of mental errors at home. So I'm going Notre Dame on the full game, Pistol
All right,
Pete.
it's actually gotten bet up. It was like 3.5 earlier. Now it's 4.5 minus 105, so we can give you that one.
Jesus.
Jeff from BMOCwins.com. I completely agree with Mike Brenner's breakdown of Notre Dame in general. For this game, I think so as well, but why is the line getting bet up? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the only reason maybe was because bettors are looking at last year. Miami won both matchups, but this team last year is different than what Miami is this year. I'll be interested to see how Notre Dame plays against an elite defensive team. But yeah, I mean, I like Notre Dame. I've made it clear I don't like to bet against them. And at 4.5, I mean, that's getting a little
getting up there,
a little out of hand, I feel like.
Yeah. All right, Mike Brenner, what else do you want?
Okay, I've got a 3-team teaser I'm going to wrap it up with, and I like this. I think it's going to be a casher, so I'm going to go with St. Mary's. Okay. Arizona State. Just give me a bunch on top of that one. And Notre Dame.
St. Mary's, Arizona State, and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And that's it for you, Mike Brenner?
That's it for me today, buddy.
Okay, and you know what I will do? I will throw on Georgia Tech at +10, and I will also throw on, what was the other one that I was looking at?
We're head-to-head with St. Mary's.
Yes, we're head-to-head with St. Mary's. I'll throw on the Georgia Tech game, and then the other game that I was looking at. What the hell was I looking at?
You were looking at 954 games. How the hell can you pick one of them out?
It was the Georgia Tech game, and then there was one other.
I need roller skates to keep up
with
the
Arizona State game. I will take the Arizona State game. Plus 16.5.
Pull that trigger.
16.5 minus 110. All right, I guess that just about wraps it up, guys. Anything else we want to talk about? The Gonzaga game?
Well, we can talk about the model girls that we had the other night at the Sheraton, because Big Man would have loved to have been sitting there next to me and you. Did you see Pistol Pete at that Sheraton party?
Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't take one of them home. I would have done it if I was him. But
you don't know that he didn't.
No, the reason that I didn't.
You don't know that he didn't.
The reason I didn't is because I didn't feel like a real emotional connection with any of them.
Okay.
So
it was the fake titties. It was the fake titties. I think that's what it was.
Did you buy the girl breakfast at least before you kicked her out of your?
They did buy her a vodka and a Red Bull.
I didn't take any of them home because
vodka and a Red Bull.
Peter, let me ask you, what's wrong with a fake woman, man? Come on.
Yeah, that's a tough question.
That's a whole nother video right there, Big Man.
A tougher question than it seems on the surface. We can talk about that in later videos. Yes. Thanks for all the analysis. Jeff from BMOCwins.com.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a great day, my man.
Do your research before you bet. Check out our ratings guide to see which books have the best ratings and sign-up bonuses. Open up several accounts and shop for lines at SBRodds.com. Always be ahead of the game.